Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great evening. The warm-up begins for us. There are actually a couple of forecasts have us at 65 or 66 by Sunday, so we will see, but definitely in the high 50s. So the mild temperatures have returned, and they're pretty nice, especially in January. Looks like the really cold stuff is going to head east of the Mississippi. Some of it's supposed to drift west next week, but looking forward to a pretty nice weekend. Lots of news overnight. The King of Saudi Arabia died. Crude oil spiked 80 cents on that announcement. The transition is expected to be smooth. A lot of conciliatory language has come out of Davos and other places and other OPEC members about the crude oil market will take care of itself by this summer. Don't know, but people will be looking for any change, any nuances in Saudi Arabia's current position. One of the reports had that Saudi Arabia production is off 300,000 barrels from where it was on average last year. So their production has actually gone down a little bit. The European central bank's move yesterday is continuing to work its way through the markets. The dollar is up. The euro is getting crushed. Other currencies will be sorting themselves out basis the euro if and when it stabilizes. Most people think it's going to par with the dollar. That would make the ECB happy. It would probably upset people that export. But sometimes your currency is weak, sometimes it's strong. And today is option expiration for the financials. So we have a lot of stuff impacting the market, kind of going through it today. Probably will end up yielding a trading range for financials, higher prices for equities. The biggest dynamic we'll face today in the equities would be end of the week profit taking. This big rally that we've had, so that's something we should pay attention to. And we have limited news today. We've got existing home sales at 5.1 million. That's pretty much the default number. LEI at plus 0.4 to 0.5, and probably the biggest number will be March PMI flash, manufacturing flash at 54. PMIs, manufacturing PMIs outside of Germany improved around the globe. Germany's and Great Britain's retail sales were up, surprisingly, by a surprising amount. The service PMI out of Europe and the EU were mixed, so the EU's numbers came in basically unchanged as expected. So the economic news continues to be mixed, but generally showing economic slowing. Now, just take a look at this chart right here. Volume most recent in the market's memory. And look how that controls. And look if you'd have a limit sell here and a limit buy here with the idea of option expiration, how would you have done last night? And when you have situations like an impending piece of news or option expiration or something like that, it's going to tend to hold the market in a trading range. And the importance of high volume numbers is liquidity. So we got liquidity at these two spots right here. We have a trading range mentality. And so if you will accept that context, a limit buy here and a limit sell there is pretty good. And top of value is even better. Bottom of value would be even better. So that's where we find ourselves right now. But when we take a look at this, we're at 21 right now. We can see that selling 28 to 30 is our sell 1 band, and then 4 to 8 would be sell 2. The idea, we've got a bidding range, and then on the buy side, we like 13 last night. 9 to 13 worked out pretty well. That still looks pretty good right now. So we'll make that buy 1. May have to pay 17s, don't know. Now, looking at yesterday's option expiration, 25 to 29.5. Prior to that, it was 29 to 30. So the market maker makes the most money if the market closes at 29.5. So we can assume that we'll probably get prices lowers. Can anybody see my pen? Well, let me close that program. Gotta. Huh. Wow. Huh. That's bizarre. Manning can see him and other people can't. Unbelievable. Well, let me stop screen sharing. Let me start that whole deal all over again. We'll shut down Epic Pen. Well, let's see if the pen works this time. I just drew a horizontal line at 130.16. Can anybody see it? Little scribble next to it. Huh. Okay, let's see if we can get a squiggle. Anybody? No joy. Ooh. Well, I'm going to reboot the machine here, and I don't know what problems we have. I'll be back as soon as I can. Well, hopefully that glitch is behind us. Always something, and that's something that we have to remember as traders. Every time we get up and come in, there's going to be something that's a little bit off. Not quite the way that we want it. And it's called trading. You may be grumpy. You may not have slept well last night. The internet doesn't work. You didn't get a news report you wanted. Something. The market didn't do what you told it to do. That's the one that bugs the hell out of me. Anyway, what we talked about earlier this morning was volume right here. And notice how this limit buy and this limit sell in the context of a trading range, how it works. And what you have to be able to do is take yourself to get to the point where you can say context. You need to think about what's going to drive the markets today, what's the impact of the news is going to be. So today, the biggest dynamic we face in the financials is option expiration. And 28.5, 29.5 is where the points were yesterday. Prior to that, it was 29 to 30. So there's a lot of that lines up at 29.16 is where we're going to close it today. And we're going to play for that. So we've got resistance 28 to the buck, and we're going to have pretty good support in the 8 to 12 area, maybe as high as 16. So we're going to start out trying to buy 9s to 13s, and we'll make 5s to 1 for buy 2. On the sell side right here, we'll make it 27.31. I'm going to put a question mark at 23, right where this volume is. I'd like to get it done in this area right up here, and I'd like to get the buying done down here if at all possible. But as we grow as traders, you know, what do I need to know? Now, a lot of you will come in and you'll say, I mean, there's just no way in hell I can know all this stuff. And you can't at first. But as you want, our objective is to turn you into traders, to wean you from us, to make you be able to do it yourself. And a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people, you know, they want somebody else to do it for them. That's not really how the game works. You need to learn how to do it yourself, and you need to grow into that, and it doesn't happen overnight. Can be done with a mentor. Okay, the spread really strengthened overnight, and again, this contract has a little more volatility, but you can see that we've got volume right here in this area. You can see that we have volume up here in this area, and you can see how this is where liquidity is. And you can see how the big boys play it. So we have a willing seller up here, and we've got a willing buyer basically at the buck, 149. So here we are at 28, 3 to 7, sell 1, 11 to 15, sell 2. May take a 31 to get in, don't know. On the buy side, London's low is 11.12. We have a Y period low at 20, and we're currently at 28, so 17 to 21 because of the knob spread will be buy 1, 9 to 13, buy 2. If the stock market sells today, and it's hard for me to see it selling because of, we're still on the buy side in the stock market because of the European central bank's move yesterday. So equities are, like we said, talked about yesterday, no reason for it not to make new contract highs. Listen, central banks want these markets up, and the only thing that they can point to and put a feather in their cap is stock market strength. And the stock market's moving up. That means jobs at least are just around the corner, and every central bank in the world is playing that. Okay, again, look at this volume right here and volume down here. This is where liquidity is, most recent in the market's memory. And this is where it is structurally, right here in this area. And we're trading around it. So yesterday's last rotate down in Z period stopped at 92.50. We've got a B pattern in the overnight, but what's going on in the euro, I don't see the bottom falling out. So maybe a little bit lower off this B pattern, so we'll try 90.92, 85.87. That's been payday for us. The 85.87 has worked out really well. On the sell side, we're going to leave it 3 to 5, then 10 to 12. But there's just so much stuff going on now in the world, and no one is really comfortable. They're not comfortable with their finances. They're not comfortable with the world situation. Nobody's comfortable with what's going on internationally. I mean, the seams are coming out of everything, and it doesn't make for feelings at ease, and ultimately that will support gold and our treasuries. The whole world, G20 except for Switzerland, is printing money. It really, when you think about it, it really shows what a social animal we are. Even though everybody knows that it doesn't work, you can't borrow to spend, everybody's doing it because everybody else is doing it. Now think about that. One of the things that makes this room so powerful is we key off of human nature, human behavior. And we know that we're wired to do the same thing over and over and over again, whether we like it or not. And we count on that. So this behavior is where we come from. And that's the basis of our methodology. We know how people are going to react. But the world's central bankers, what are we doing? We know this stuff doesn't work yet. We do it every day because everybody else is doing it. So here we are in crude. The death of the Saudi king took the market up 80 cents instantly. It come back down and it's pointed lower. I think we're going to revisit this 45 area. Obviously, we got to get through 46. So the first little band of support is at 46. We got volume up at 47. So we'll play for that. Okay, the euro's just getting buried. I mean, it has been smashed. Nobody really knows where the end will be, but this 75 level and the 25 to 50. So again, like we said, we like the trades against this level right here, just profit taking. Bottom of value down here, so 50 to 60 is going to be buy one on the idea of end of the week profit taking. Everybody knows what's coming. Then 1110, 11 even buy two. On the sell side, 50 plus or minus. We got to give it some room. This is a big market. It is moving quickly, and then we'll just make it 90 to the buck. Sell two. We'll just have to take our setups and see what it is. It is headed lower. We've been talking about it since the start of summer. It is the easiest long-term short to see. Why? Because the European Central Bank wants it lower, and because their economy is weak, and because they can no longer defend themselves. And last but not least, E-mini. Okay, I believe Mike from Manhattan had pointed out the other day, getting back up to the 2070 area. The low volume number is right up here. You can see it. So 67, so 65, 67. I think we'll get stops above the overnight session high. We sell one. Then 70, 72 for sell two. Our sell band on the buy side, we like 50 to 52. put a question mark at 55. Then definitely the breakout here, 45, 47. Existing home sales, 5.5 to 5.1. I don't think anybody pays any attention to it. I think the dynamic here, if we don't extend the range and make new highs, will be early end of the week profit taking, a bird in the hand situation. I think we will find good. I don't think this market's going to do anything but put in new highs. LEI plus 0.4 to 0.5. No one will pay any attention to it because of the interest rate component. And then at 9:45 interest, flash PMI, manufacturing PMI at 54. We'll pay attention to that. So end of the week profit taking, but long-term support from European Central Bank's QE1. So that's the biggest dynamic we'll have to face. So if we can't extend and take the range up, we can't get stops above this overnight session high, then we want to get short to come back and retest this area right here. Okay, it'll take at least 20 minutes to get everything up and going. I will get that done as fast as possible, and I'll be back with you in a bit.